my eyes hurt from holding them open in the fan. Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to be talking about Phineas and Ferb, the movie, Candace Against the Universe. Phineas and Ferb, the movie, Candace Against the Universe is a 2020 Disney Plus original release about Candace not feeling special and then getting abducted by aliens and finding out just how special she is. It's directed by Bowen, cinematography by Daynon Corcoran, supervising timing director David Bastian, editing by Harting. Music by Danny Jacob, and it's written by Dan Povenmire, Jeff Swampy, Marsh, John Colton, Barry, Jim Bernstein, Joshua Pruett, Kate Kondell, Jeffrey M. Howard, and Bob Bowen. The film stars Ashley Tisdale as Candace, Vincent Martella as Phineas, David Errigo Jr. as Ferb, Dan Povenmire as Dr. Doofenshmirtz, Alyson Stoner as Isabella, Maulik Pancholy as Baljeet, Bobby Gaylor as Buford, D. Bradley Baker as Perry, and Olivia Olson as Vanessa. Disney actually approached the creators of Phineas and Ferb saying they wanted a new Phineas and Ferb film with the Disney Plus launch. They were kind of like, we don't think so, and then they kind of revisited some stuff and like, wait, we kind of miss these characters, I think we will. So they did, obviously, they agreed to it, and they announced at D23 in 2019 that this was happening. It was the first 2D animated film not made for TV since Winnie the Pooh 2011, though it was for a streaming service and not a theatrical release. They wanted to focus on Candace and make it a true rescue story because they felt it was about time they focused on Candace. They tried a lot of different openings because they wanted to establish for the audience what a typical day for Phineas, Ferb, and Candace was. They threw a lot away because it kind of painted Candace in a negative light, and they didn't want that for the audience. They wanted the audience to be on Candace's side and feel for her. And everyone in the cast returned except Thomas Brodie Sangster. Production ended up continuing on through the pandemic. They animated in studios all over the world that were still open because they weren't affected by COVID. A lot of the creators did stuff at home, including Dan Povenmire, and they wrapped in July of 2020 finally. The film has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, but it's only 19 reviews. There is no real consensus, but the film did do well enough that it was renewed for 40 episodes over 2 seasons. Animation looked absolutely fantastic. It looked how the show looks, but obviously it was of a very high quality. It was fun, quirky, what they did with everything, visual gags, all that, very good. The opening song was very funny. I love that she was like, it's a beautiful day, it's a great day, and then it's like, my brother, like, that was super funny. I loved how everything changed in the music, everything. The Perry the Platypus, like, unsung hero song that played while he was, like, beating up asteroids killed me. I thought it was so funny. The musical was topical, breaking the fourth wall. It was genuinely so hilarious. I loved it. I thought it was funny that the Perry song was playing while he was beating up asteroids outside, but then when they would cut back into the space shuttle, it was still the metal music that had been playing in there, so it like really helped juxtapose. It was so great. The score was great. Definitely the music is a huge highlight. So this is about how Candace is always trying to like get her mom to get her brothers in trouble because they're always doing like insane things, and the reason she's doing that is because she doesn't feel special and she wants to feel special, and she's worried she isn't special. And the story is then obviously like exacerbated. Basically, Candace gets kidnapped by abducted by these aliens, and it turns out they're treating her like royalty and the chosen one, because the like supreme leader of this planet actually has a plant that has mind-controlling spores that she wants to keep doing, but the plant is dying because it needs carbon dioxide, and her alien race breathes in oxygen and breathes out oxygen, where Candace breathes out carbon dioxide. And so they think Candace is the chosen one. They're very excited about it. So she gets treated like royalty. She feels really special, but obviously she doesn't know about the mind-controlling spores, so there's like a sinister undertone. And then the boys are like, with their whole motley crew, are trying to save Candace. And this movie is genuinely hilarious. It is so funny. One of my, like, I can't pick a favorite joke, but one of my favorite jokes was, oh, it'll take at least a montage. Guess I stand corrected. It only took a flip wipe. Like, I laughed so hard. Like, so funny. There were so many moments that were genuinely hilarious. Anytime they break the fourth wall, anytime they're aware of themselves. When they cut to, like, the derealization, they go all the way to Dan and Jeff with the storyboards. When they have, like, something so ludicrous, like Doofenshmirtz with his nearest chicken, furthest chicken gun. Like, what even is that? It's absolutely insane. The story is funny, silly, heartfelt, just so bananas, and you can't help but laugh. I feel like it's hard for animated shows to still be, like, this quick and funny and hilarious, and genuinely, like, more and more I'm like, I need to go watch the show, because I've only seen now all the movies. I need to go watch the show. It's giving me very much like Hey Arnold. Not, like, the same. Obviously, Hey Arnold doesn't have all this crazy, like, supernatural stuff going on. But Hey Arnold is genuinely so funny and has such great lessons. I have watched Hey Arnold in its entirety. I love it as an adult. Like, I've watched it in its entirety as an adult. I love it as a kid, obviously. But I feel like this is one of those shows where it's, like, timeless. It doesn't matter when you watch this. It is funny, and it is topical and teaches great lessons. And I love that so much. And I think it was a really fun time to focus on Candace. And it was a good movie. Ashley Tisdale is one of the GOATs, right? We know her and love her from High School Musical to Sharpay, but she's also been Candace the entire time of Phineas and Ferb. And she's just, like, now she's such a great role model. Like, she just put out a thing, I think, about body image and, like, a blog post, like, about how a lot of celebrities are on Ozempic and, like, all this kind of stuff. And it was a beautiful post. Just, like, we stan. She's fantastic. Favorite part? This is tied between how freaking funny this movie is, like all the humor, and the sweet moment between Candace, Phineas, and Ferb. That was very sweet. It was a little heartfelt moment. I loved it. Adorable. Least favorite part? I genuinely don't know if I have one. There's nothing, like, technically, so I'm thinking, like, maybe one of the songs that I felt like wasn't as catchy, but, like, is that really a least? I mean, I guess least favorite part, so. Would I recommend this? Absolutely. Even if you haven't watched Phineas and Ferb, you don't need to. I think this is funny on its own. You might not, like, understand a lot of, like, things, which I'm sure I'm still missing, like, Easter eggs and references to other stuff. But I still enjoyed it. So, like, I would definitely recommend watch again. I would totally watch this again. I kind of want to watch the show now and then, like, watch the movies again to see what I'm missing. You know what I mean? That's everything I have for Phineas and Ferb, the movie Candace Against the Universe. My final rating is going to be 8. I feel like I gotta do t-shirt cannons. Right? Or the chicken gun. Maybe t-shirt cannons. I think that's funny. Let's do 8 t-shirt cannons out of 10. Our total movie count is. Parent death, film, cry counters are the same. If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching, follow me on all socials and check out my website. Okay? My website is freaking cool. So go look at it. Pretty please? Thank you so much. Buy merch. Merch is great. Merch is grand. I finally get to wear hoodies in the studio because it's cold enough outside so the studio isn't blistering hot. Until next time, comment, like, subscribe. I'm not in charge of your life. You are, so do, and don't be super whatever her name is. She sucked. Phineas and Ferb. Phineas and Ferb and Candace.